I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Got a knack for making things better. Face facts, 'cause your opinion don't matter. This maniac is gonna step on whomever.
Oh my yes, my fellow outlaws, it's been over a month since you've seen me, and that's simply a month too long. This is your in-ring rundown, and I am that NAKK. And if you like what we do here on GG Vision, you better leave a like and a comment for me. Yes, this week on Scene Appendix Day, Raw comes to us from Who Gives a Shit, because this is AEW's All Out. Coming to us live from Chicago, Illinois. Bitch, don't even start. We're immediately introduced to the commentary team for the pre-show, Golden Boy and Excalibur. Two names that surely don't make you think that you're loading up an MMO and a Super NES game. No, not at all. They're here to commentate on the Women's Casino Battle Royal, a match with over 21 women and rules about as confusing as the Pokemon card game. With contestants such as Harry Potter from 10 years ago, Fabi Apache, fake Alicia Fox, and Nyla Rose, the odds-on favorite. Golden Boy shows us all that he shares similar feelings with the US government when it comes to public schools.
Enough with your education.
Nyla kills Harry Potter over the top rope, forever daring to hit age 20 and making us all feel a little weird for continuing to watch his movies. Before the countdown for the next line of women is about to start. Let's watch.
Soulbutt there from Penelope Ford. Is the next suit about to enter the ring?
Penelope Ford gets
Waistlock German!
Don't worry though, Emelina Lena Bobina is here to give us all a taste of Tennille, and you bet your ass I'm gonna be the first in line. She is joined though by Michonne from The Walking Dead, Bret Michaels' stunt double, Roddy Piper's daughter, Awesome Kong, Britt Baker, and of course the final woman, the Joker herself, Frau Farbissina.
But what's this? It appears our girls are secretly being monitored. But by who? Oh no, not... I can't say it! This is a
wrestler.
So evil, so sinister, so horribly vile, that even the utterance of her name strikes fear into the hearts of men. The only safe way to refer to this queen of darkness is simply...
Allie.
Britt Baker and copyright infringement Presley are too involved with one another, allowing Nyla to dump them both out of the match for the win, cementing her place for a chance to be the first AEW Women's Champion of all time. And oh yes, there it is, the AEW Women's Championship, made sure to look exactly like an egg, to remind us all of that thing that they have inside of their uterus, naturally the only thing that makes them useful. Yes, I am single, why do you ask? The next match of the pre-show is Tom Haverford's private entourage versus Angelico and Jack Evans, which is a man that I hated the second I saw him. Private parties say they come from a place in which you need an invitation, which doesn't really make me jealous as much as it just makes me wonder how easy their mom was. And only a few minutes into the bout, we find ourselves wondering if a match with this much gyrating and jiggling could ever exist without Big E. From doing a moonsault into a sexy pose, and a shooting star press where he literally had enough time to take a shit before he hit the ground, the private parties show why they're one of the fastest growing tag teams in all the world. And Angelico does manage to tech roll his own move, but quickly he realizes that his partner is garbage, and the private party land a fucking Hurricane Rana into an RKO for the win and for my heart. After the match, JR does join the commentary table, as this man's power is just too much for the camera to handle.
In Washington, D.C. But ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about a super card here, the biggest card of the year without a...
Unfortunately, once again, we begin the pay-per-view with the Star Spangled Banner sung by a bunch of people that we don't know, but luckily this time there is pyros to make sure you can hear how shitty we sound. The three men who are apparently obligated to be in every opening match at AEW, SCU, come out for their... Wait a second.
Did you feel that?
What's that rumbling? Godzilla? Wait, no, it's Jungle Boy fighting the great Luchasaurus, flagged by El Toro as they make their way down to the ring.
This is the best way we can think of to start All Out, and boy, this is already... I'm excited.
Top-notch commentary. Luchasaurus does a massive somersault plancha over the top rope before all three members do a triple team momentum airplane spin neckbreaker that I literally can't explain in any simpler terms. Unfortunately, quickly after, Lucha is coaxed onto the outside with a fresh piece of meat, leaving the other members of the Jungle Book vulnerable, allowing them to take a double pile driver by the SCU and the win. Up next is Kenny Beta versus the bastard! Because we definitely thought that it was just WWE that couldn't think of good names without just putting the in front of something. The commentators claim that Pac is here for respect, and nothing but respect, even though he calls himself a bastard willingly and claimed before the match that he only wants to hurt Kenny Omega. Respect is clearly the name of the game. Kenny shows his best to show off and try to upstage Pac, but he quickly realizes that he's able to tech roll just about nearly every smash attack he delivers. This goes on for about 10 minutes before Golden Boy and Excalibur decide to start watching the series finale of Game of Thrones.
That man is a bastard. Well, he's a dumb bastard.
Both men then have a ridiculous sequence of high-flying moves and counters, both of them unable to get the upper hand over the other one, it seems. Pac manages to land about the 4th RKO of the night before he hits a snap German suplex with a level of speed and fluidity that he probably could have pulled off the bottle cap challenge with the back of Kenny's head. Something strange happens though as Kenny becomes Captain Falcon as he goes for nothing but knees near the end of this match, causing him to take a lot of damage in the process.
Show me your moves!
Unfortunately for him though, his punish game has been slipping as of late and he drops the combo, allowing Pac to put him to sleep with the brutalizer.
Pac on the shoulders down.
Brutality.
Coming to us live, the next bout of the night is a triple threat match between Jesse from Breaking Bad, Havoc Boy Jim Jim, and the lead singer of Scorpion. Jimmy Proton is slowly given his dinner of thumbtacks and gaffer's tape, whatever the fuck that made up word is, being taped to a chair on the outside of the ring for the beginning moments of this match. Eventually breaking free from the 5 pounds of resistance of that gaffer's tape, he takes his revenge on Joey and Darby in the worst way possible. Paper gods. These 3 men hit each other with brutal and inventive spots that leave the crowd in awe. Darby even going so far to ride the back of Joey Janela with a skateboard, implanting thumbtacks into his back for critical damage. Jimmy Neutrino refuses to let this be the end of the match and responds in the best way possible.
And it's not over yet. Havoc.
That might be the best sound effect of all time. Let's try some others just to see if they make it work.
Over yet. Over yet. Over yet. Oh.
Nah, man. It's already perfect. That crazy bastard Darby Allin attempts a trust fall with the barrel itself onto a helpless Jimmy upon the steel steps, crashing and burning with such force that even the legendary JR starts to have flashbacks of when he went to Enzo Amore's last autograph signing.
Nobody was there. Nobody was there.
Jimmy does pick up the win with the Rainmaker onto the barrel, pinning a bargain bin Axel Stone in the process, using his experience that the commentators tried to do their best to hype up, even though he spent half the match just asking for them to beat upon him. Maybe he does have a rage multiplier. It's the Best Friends versus the Dark Order on this next match of the evening. And no, believe it or not, that is not the first lines of script on the final episode of Dora the Explorer. The Dark Order appears first, most, and foremost with muffin tops that rival the Hanging Gardens themselves. Quickly followed by the Best Friends, Chuck and Trent, who apparently has a question mark next to his name because he's not quite sure if they're best friends or if he's not quite sure if he's worthy of being Trent. Before the match can even begin though, the Best Friends show that the power of friendship is so strong that even just hugging causes an energy shockwave that blows away all the cameramen.
Over to the outside.
Friendship is the best thing ever!
But unfortunately for them, though, the Dark Order do pick up the win in this match with a beautiful Gurry Bulldog special. Which does make sense because this is the first time they've encountered each other before they've unlocked their hidden powers, so they will need time to challenge them again later on. After the match, the Creepers, best fucking name ever, attempt to beat down the Best Friend. But just like that, their other best friend, Orange Soda, appears to save the day.
Friendship is the best thing ever!
It's Minoka Magica versus default background King of Fighters character in this women's division match to determine who will go on to compete for the belt at AEW TNT's first episode. How will the 98 pounds of Stardust be able to compete being overpowered at every angle? By stomping on her, of course. Here's a stomp. And there's another. Oh, there's one more. None of these tactics seem to be enough to keep down the King of Defaults, so she decides to try a new strategy, asking her to play a nice game of Ring Around the Rosie before she sneakily rolls her up for the victory and sending that little lady all the way to the championship round. Jim Ross! He loves personal issues.
I love personal issues.
It's grudge match time between 2 rivals, 2 men who can never get along once again after what's happened between them. With brutal attacks from both sides, blood splattered, bones crushed, hearts torn asunder. Yes, of course I'm talking about the greatest match of all time. The Pyros versus this dog.
Tully Blanchard.
The Pyros win. Cody and a man who may or may not have been possessed by the Night King are here to settle the score of what happened from that chair shot at Fyter Fest, and complete with Tully Blanchard's ability to move as a man half his age, getting involved time after time, allowing Shawn Spears to gain the advantage for the bulk of this match. Jim Ross, he may have failed chemistry class.
Handle. Oh! God! On the concrete, the metal whatever the hell that substance is.
This interference becomes so prominent that Double A, possibly now Double XL, comes down to the ring and lays out Sean Spear with a brutal double spine special. Cody then contemplates using the chair that started this all to begin with, but quickly remembers that the power of the Rhodes family lies in dance, so he drops the chair and hits him with an American rolling elbow and then a crossroads for the win. 2 matches left on this card here tonight, and one of them involves the Lucha Bro Man Dogs versus the Reindeers of Youth in a ladder match for the AAA Tag Team Championships. Before the match can begin though, JR forgets that he's not in a church confessional box and begins thinking out loud about the teddy bear nanny cam he accidentally left in Brandy Rhodes' locker room.
Just let her roll. Apologize later.
So you may be wondering what I thought about this match, and are probably curious about my in-depth analysis of it. Fucking watch it! The last match of the night is between a man of the Paige hanging variety versus Grand Priest Jericho. A match so important that even the ref, yes, and a Kasparian from the Young Turks, takes Justin Roberts' hand hostage in order to explain why. Early on in the match, Chris Jericho attempts a crossbody, but is caught into a beautiful fallaway slam by Hangman Page. Golden Boy nearly slips up, revealing the key to Hangman Page's Wario-like strength and endurance.
Adam Page, he's got gas for days.
But Dad Bod Jericho is just too thick and powerful and manages to catch him in not one but 2 walls of Jericho, nearly causing the up-and-comer to admit defeat. With his gaseous interior, he manages to break free and lands a critical blow right above Jericho's eye, busting him wide open with that oh sweet sweet red karma. Hangman Page does his best to put Jericho back into the ring while JR gargles into the microphone for us all to enjoy.
Jericho tossed back in the ring now by his adversary, excuse me. Man, this is harrowing. I am loving this wrestling match.
This is a war, JR.
Yeah, it's good. Good stuff.
This
folks.
is what...
That's good stuff. The man who doth hang manages to hit Jericho with the dead eye, but unbelievably the best dad in the world manages to kick out, the first time anyone ever had. A kick out so powerful that Anna herself loses all the energy in her body.
Will it do it? Will do it?
Jericho probably hits the best Judas effect we've seen so far and hangs the man to rest, becoming the first AEW World Champion of all time. And while it would be easy to become spiteful in the fact that it wasn't given to the uppercomer, if there is any man that can rise the fist of AEW from underneath the dirt, there is nobody like that dad body. Well, that's it for this week's rundown. I want to thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like and a comment for this adorable face of mine, of course. Tune in next week as I do my best to have a job for longer than a month. No promises. And of course, a shout out to all my patrons. This has been Man from Earth with all the girth. Be the character you know you're worth. See ya. Don't worry though, Emelina Bobina Fat. Jimmy Proton is given his dinner. That crazy bastard. The last match of the night is a man of a Hangman Page just shut. Hangman. I'm gonna fucking stab that dog.